Cincinnati's mayor, who at one time was determined to kill the streetcar project, ushers in a new era of public transportation in the city. Good evening, everyone. After much controversy and construction, the Cincinnati streetcar now officially picking up passengers.
The Cincinnati Bell Connector, as the streetcar will be known, was dedicated this morning in a ceremony at Washington Park. A large crowd gathered for the event. The first streetcars left from Washington Park late this morning, and it was standing room only on board. Former Mayor Mark Mallory, who pushed for the streetcar, he says the streetcar connects us with our past and propels us into the future.
While we celebrate today, we also know that the debate is not over. There have already been conversations about whether or not the streetcar should be expanded. Let me tell you, I'm here today to say the conversation should not be about whether the streetcar should be expanded. It should be about where the streetcar goes when it is expanded.
But that's potentially somewhere down the road, or maybe down the tracks. As of now, those tracks are a 3.6-mile loop between just north of Findlay Market and the banks. Local 12's Jeff Hirsch was among the first passengers.
Complete with a motorcycle escort, just like opening day. The Cincinnati streetcar had its own opening day parade. Several VIP runs followed by regular passenger service, that service beginning around noon. For reasons I can't quite figure out, I got on one of the VIP trips. We left the music hall stop, the same area where ground was broken in 2012 for the streetcar, and wound our way through over the Rhine, downtown, and back. It may have been a VIP run, but the streetcar itself was the real celebrity. Each streetcar carries 154 people, 116 standing. Hold on to these like they call them in New York. You become a strap hanger. There's 38 seats. You're somebody lucky enough to get one of these seats. What's your thought on the first ride?
Outstanding.
What do you like about it? What is it different than what you're used to?
We don't have this in Columbus. It's a nice change. Bring people to and from parking to restaurants, new locations. It really expands the city.
City Council first okayed this project in 2008. It survived 2 voter efforts to kill it and a new mayor, John Cranley, who wanted to kill it as well. But Council ultimately said yes again, and the streetcar survived. Cincinnati has 5 streetcar vehicles, starting with number 1175 and going up. And you may wonder, why 1175? Cincinnati doesn't have that many streetcars. Well, the last Cincinnati streetcar to run in 1951 was number 1174. This just picks up where they left off. A teenager named Bill Myers was a passenger on that last 1951 trip.
The last car was, many years ago. They always would say, oh, another car will be along if you miss one. Well, having ridden the last one, I thought it'd be fun to catch a ride on the next one that came along. I didn't think it'd be 65 years, though.
Myers came back today to take a first ride on the new line. He's a member of the Cincinnati Transit Historical Society who experienced history today and back then.
Of course, we were just teenage children, but we'd get a Sunday pass every week and ride around. But to think that that aspect was going to end, it was hard to believe. And of course, we were convinced it would never be seen again. And yet, here we are.
Now, if that face and voice seem familiar, it is the same Bill Myers. Had a long career in Cincinnati area and TV. I worked with him for a while. One of the great guys. Obviously, the streetcar was and is a political controversy. The big issue, was it worth the $148 million price tag? But putting that aside on the first day, it is fun to ride.
And you were the perfect person from Local 12 to do this story, because you're our train guy. You've done so many train stories over the years, and didn't you start when you were young working?
I worked for Amtrak in college, so I kind of like trains.
So give me your personal thoughts on the streetcar.
Well, I was working in a sense, doing interviews and that sort of stuff, Facebook. So I couldn't exactly sit back and just kind of coast and look out the window. But when it goes around the curve, you see the front of it. If you're a train geek, that's cool.
You were excited.
I had fun.
And I know you'll be back.
Tomorrow?
All right, have fun.
Okay,
Thank you, Jeff. And by the way, the streetcar is free this weekend. Starting on Monday, the fare will be $1 for 2 hours, $2 for an all-day pass. The streetcar is called the Cincinnati Bell Connector because, of course, the communications company bought 10 years of naming rights for more than $3 million.